There's a brother down in Florida, and he was I was at a health expo, and he made bamboo.
Oh, watch it, Asa.
Native Native American guy. Right? So he had all these fruits out there, and I started a conversation with him. Said, "Actually, do you know about the name?" He was like, "Yeah, the name is serious." He said, "That's one of the hardest fruits to learn how to make." So I said, "Yeah, I love the sound of that." So he said, "I don't have the name, but I got these fruits that I made." And he said that he made this one set up for like the Celtic sound. Then he had another one set up for Native American. Then he had the one set up for like Middle East with the name in it. I said, give me that one. This little fruit like this. He put it to the joint. He started. I started feeling my body. I said, oh, that's the joint. I'm getting. He said, "Yo, it's already hooked. You ain't got to learn the years, but you start." I said, "But I still got to practice."
You have it?
Yeah, I bought that joint. Yeah. So, but it's not the size of that there, but the sound out of it is like awesome. So I gotta like sit down and meditate with it and just get something out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have longer ones. I'm gonna get now. They have talking sticks. I'm gonna walking sticks. So they're like tall, and they're like from like here. I would say they from here to like up here, and they're fruits too, and they're very long. They have side ones.
Yeah, that's my favorite color, green.
And then that's Amazon. This is.
I'll wait to see if one shows up.
Root?
It's called root flutes.
No,
He's supposed to be found like prehistoric like fossils, and he turns them into flutes.
You know what I got this from?
This man,
Flying gold.
$1,000. I was like,
yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah.
I want that so bad.
He might be here. He comes to Zucker sometime.
Yeah.
And it's a four flute, and it's they went out of elk antlers, and it's like on the
Man, that's gotta be serious.
and he
Yeah.
plays it, and I'm like, what am I listening to? It's ridiculous. Fire. He inspires me. So yeah, my goal is to make single and double flutes for this year, and then do triple next year.
Nice. And then recording.
No, I'm posting.
Okay.
I did some recordings on Instagram, but it's not the same. Like I actually want to like make CDs. Like I have a few songs that I actually like.
Talking, so let's do it. Yeah. I like that.
So I'm just sounding on CDs. I'm really nice. Like half people see. So sometimes like when I did a remake of a song, and I put the binaural.
Can you play some flute music for us?
Yes.
We are live on Sheikh Sufi on YouTube.
Yeah, you.
Sufism, Know Thyself Benefits.
Yep.
What's your name, sister, again? Freedom. I can't forget the name Freedom. We have freedom. And with freedom, there must be justice and equality and liberty for all. She's going to play some flute music, and then we're going to start our class and do some chanting live from the Know Thyself bookstore in Mount Vernon, New York. You ready? Don't talk about it, be about it. They're over there talking about flutes and who can do this and I can play this. And I did a remix of a song. I'm like, show and prove. Let's see what she got. If you want to.
But you can catch the rhythm.
I might distort the thing.
Oh, you're going to record on the,
Yeah, I'm gonna record.
that's what's up.
And I do want that too. They have it's called the jazz. It's like they do Native American food, but they do the scales that's like Middle Eastern.
Yes.
So it sounds very
The
Arabic.
jazz, yeah.
Yeah, jazz, yeah. So awesome.
Oh, you do? No, I'm saying
She's wanted. She doesn't like to be on camera.
She could even be the model, first model.
Play whatever you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
we need to be real.
I mean, so we have to do a guided meditation in the near future, because I have done a lot of guided meditations, and I always use Native American flute music by Carlos Nakai.
Yeah.
He's my favorite, but you, yeah, you up there. So we could do a live guided meditation without having to play it off of the YouTube and play the flute. Maybe when we do our Reiki classes, like we're going to do, you guys, are we doing Reiki training this Sunday? Y'all have at 9 a.m.? Is that okay here?
Oh yeah, you did, yes.
To go over to level 1, and we'll do a guided meditation. If she makes it, we'll do a guided meditation. Oh wait, you don't pull out the double barrel.
The double barrel.
Hold on.
That was a sword off. Now this is the double.
Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Hold on, I gotta show the people this. Look at that. Hold on, show that.
I get that.
You got to
Show the people that. Now, what kind of flute is that? That's like a flute on.
This is a 528 hertz flute, and her name is Freedom. This is my Freedom flute, and
Oh.
yeah, and made out of redwood.
Now, who do you make? You make those?
Oh, actually, I did not make them, but I will be making them this year.
So you're gonna play something with that one too?
Yes.
Can you see yourself on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, that's very good.
So this is the one I did recently. So this one is my version of the Carlos Nakai Shaman's Core.
Oh, why you play? Get your hand out my pocket.
Turn it down. Maybe turn it down.
Yeah, it's the smallest one up there. Yep, you can turn it off if you want. Perfect. We will definitely be doing some guided meditations. Let's see what the people are saying.
It is. It takes more right for this. For the double.
You said what?
It takes way more right for the double. And
Move camera up, please. I guess I didn't see that because I was not facing the camera. Everyone. Wow. Brother Talib from Jersey. We live in New York now, so come whenever you can, inshallah. Amber Osby in Brooklyn. Assalamu alaikum. Fabian Mahayadeen in Virginia. Assalamu alaikum. Sister Sakina, the traveling mystic. Oh man, California in the building. And Atlanta in the building. Worldwide. We definitely need to do guided meditation. Ameen. I mean, amazing. Now, when we put that with this drum and some chanting and some zikr, yeah, peaceful healing music. Thank you to the beautiful sister.
You missed the last of it though.
That was the dress rehearsal. We get ready to get it.
Great.
Oh, that's a warm-up?
Yeah, we get ready.
That's what's up.
So,
And let me see if I can remember the colors of the words.
now hold on, wait. Before you start, whoever's doing the zikr, sit down. We're going to do the zikr while she's playing. And she's going to bring in the drum. We're just going to see what happens.
And Sheikh said make everybody one. She went and took it and got it put on cloth. Sheikh, I got a talisman for you. I know you're going to end up giving it away, but I got something for you.
Okay. You got the cloth one?
Yeah, the cloth one. The sister made it for us. Got it made. You know, she didn't take that fashion and garment on that, so she got it done.
So the chorus. La ilaha illallah. 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 We need your voice, Tawfiq. La ilaha illallah. 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 That's the choir. La ilaha illallah. 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 Let me see that talisman. La ilaha illallah. Woo! Illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Sufi prayer flags. La ilaha illallah. We can make Sufi prayer flags with talisman. Allah. La ilaha illallah. 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 Allah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. You need to sit on this. La ilaha illallah. 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 of the poem.
La ilaha
Listen.
illallah.
Bismillahi yanmuluhai bila manahi alentihai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Bismillahi yanmuluhai bila manahi walentihai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Bismillahi yanmuluhai bila manahi walentihai.
La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
Hamdan li Rabbi Allah kairi murabi kadra makalbi biliktidai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Lahu syukuri bila kufuri wa nasiri minhu fidai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha
illallah. La ilaha illallah. La uktirabi bila tirabi lahu kitabi ma'idai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La karidai. La kathanai. La cut. Y'all supposed to say Allah in between the verses. So go like this.
We got a multi-time.
Bismillahi Allah. Thank you. Y'all got melanin?
You said y'all got melanin.
Do like this, please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's every other verse. So Bismillahi Allah yanmuluhai bila manahi
Allah.
Well, like that.
There we go.
All right. Take two.
You know, this is maybe special needs class.
Oh yeah, she said this might be the special needs Sufi class.
Oh, who said that?
I did.
Oh
We're about
no.
to get it right. Huh?
It's a special need because we all need to become God immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a special need. I could give a talk on the special need.
Mm-hmm. That'd be great.
This is a special needs class because all of us are seen as special in our families.
Oh yeah.
You know she's special with them funny ass earrings on. No, let me stop.
Beautiful
You know, they special because they wearing turbans.
Yes.
They special. He's special because he live in Canada. 30 minutes from the border. It took 14 hours to get here.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. He's special because he's a black doctor, acupuncturist, Chinese herbalist, Qigong martial artist. That's very special. Kyle is special because he go and lift the whole gym. He don't lift weights, he lift the whole gym. You know.
I get you the bad hat in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, he's special because
He's a race car.
I had to go to Chinatown from Mount Vernon. He drove me down there in 30 minutes. How he did that? I didn't miss my bus. So everybody in here is special, but we especially need to take the journey to reach Allah. It's a special need when someone says they want to reach Allah. When you say something special, it's something that's very rare. Like, oh, she's so special. She ain't the run-of-the-mill girl. She ain't no hood rat twerking on YouTube. We came here tonight to get started. No, Stakrola, that's an old hip-hop song. So anyway, that was Roxanne Shante. I don't know if y'all remember. So anyway, this is New York. Huh?
Get it right.
Mom. Okay, anyway, we're going to Stakrola. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha, nice, Allah. La ilaha illallah. 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 La ilaha. You sound good, brother. La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah.
Allah.
La ilaha illallah.
Bismillahi
Allah.
and Muluhai Bila Manahi
Allah.
Walentihai La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Hamdan li Rabbi, Kairi Murabi, Kazra Makalbi, Iliktinai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Lahu shukuri ila kufuri wa nasiri idu fidai. La ilaha. Don't that sound better?
La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
Allah. Shake it up. Lahu tirabi. Ilak tirabi. Lahu kitabi. Ma'atidai. La ilaha illallah. Allah.
La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
Allah. Shake it up. La karidai. La kathanai. La kaftidai. Ma'astidai. La
ilaha illallah.
Allah. Who?
La ilaha illallah.
Allah. Yaman Shafani, Yaman Hamani, Yaman Shafani, Allah, I feel so good. Asli umuri kaze kuyuri bila kidai la ilaha illallah Allah la ilaha illallah la ilaha illallah Allah la ilaha illallah ya man adaba man istidaba habli ijaba Allah iza nidai la ilaha illallah la ilaha illallah now we sound good la ilaha illallah ya dhal jamali ya dhal jalali akira wali safilu hai la ilaha illallah la ilaha illallah la ilaha illallah Allah thank you ya Safi wusuli bila kufuli hijum bisuli kamil rijai la ilaha illallah la ilaha illallah la ilaha illallah Allah take it up habli tilawa bila tihali bidi iyali bila bukai la ilaha illallah Allah la ilaha illallah nice Allah la ilaha illallah iqbal matabi Allah wahmi janabi Ya Kera Abdi Kera Murabi Tayab Kakauti Madasti Dahi La ilaha illallah La ilaha illallah La ilaha illallah La ilaha illallah Salli wa sallim ala mutamin wa kulli hasin bilantihai La ilaha illallah 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 We're going to change La ilaha illallah 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 ilaha illallah La 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 ilaha illallah illallah, ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, 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 ilaha illallah, illallahu, 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 illallahu. Ento Hadi, Ento Ha. 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 Allahu la ilaha illahu al-hayyul qayyum. La ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm. Lahu ma fi samawati wa ma fil ard. Man dhal ladhi yashfa'u indahu illa bi'idhnihi ya'lamu ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. Take a deep breath. Hayyul Qayyum Allah. 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 Hayu Kayum 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 Allah. Rahman Rahim. 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 Wali Kareem. 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 Latif Kabir. 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 Kabir, Latif 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 Kabir, Hakim Wadu, Hakim Wadu, Hakim Wadu, Hakim Wadu. Hakim Wadu, 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 Malik Kudu, 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 Subhanallah, 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 Alhamdulillah, 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 Allahu Akbar, 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 Allahu Akbar. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. Ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amin.
Alhamdulillah.
We might need some flute music to come back down.
We don't got to hurt nobody.
Back to earth.
Yeah,
So the chill
Bring us
on
back
this.
to the earth.
please bring us back.
Freedom, what freedom?
Freedom, bring us back to earth.
Flight 786 has just landed. We got to hit that one again. That was brand new.
Yeah, that was.
Please, yes. Focus.
Yes.
Wow.
Amen.
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu
Allahu
Akbar.
Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Put your chin back up there. That's what you see that.
Chant down Babylon.
Another Sheikh in the house. Sheikh Sabor. Sheikh Sufism.
Oh, assalamu I'm blessed. How you doing, Sheikh Sabor? Nice to meet you.
My pleasure.
Does anybody have any questions they want to ask
That's crazy.
Yeah.
about Islam, Sufism, Prophet Muhammad, Allah, knowledge of self?
That's because
Anybody have any questions?
me.
Yes.
I think the Albions are the worst.
Okay, that's good. Any other questions? No questions? Good.
Yeah, I do have a
With
question.
no questions, I don't have to say nothing. That's
So
good.
D has a question.
Okay, Coach D, yes, please.
Like when you're going through the journey of life and you're trying to figure out exactly why are you challenged and why is it, that it seems like you're losing more than winning.
This
And you have the concept of you have purpose, you are great, but why are the challenges like?
This is a very good question. If you go to the Masonic lodges, they have the black and white checkerboard floor,
Yeah.
black squares and white squares. The black and white checkerboard in the Masonic lodge is saying that sometimes you have days of light and sometimes you'll have days of darkness. It's to show that you have phases in life, yin and yang, so to speak. In Islam, we have the 99 names of Allah, and there's two names that you must know and you must understand as you walk through this journey of life. You'll be governed by one of these two names. The two names are Al-Qabid and Al-Basit. Al-Qabid is the constrictor, and Al-Basit is the expander. So in life, you're going to be in one of two states. You're either in a state of contraction from the name Al-Qabid, or you're in a state of expansion from the name Al-Basit. And the Sufis have found out, nah, man. Hakeem Tawa.
Peace.
From Atlanta.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Hakeem, when was the last time it's been years since I saw this brother.
Many years.
Many.
You put the address out there. You put the address out there. There you go.
What?
Many.
Me and this brother used to do circles in Atlanta.
That's right. Hey, Allah's only reality.
Peace to the God.
Peace to God.
Hold on, man.
Peace to God.
You have water? You have water?
I love you, brother.
I love you more today than yesterday. We meet again. I can believe it.
I would have heard maybe about that expansion and the contraction. No, I'm stuck there. Am I expanding or am I contracting? Okay. You were talking about that earlier, right? Okay, I remember. All right. I need to know. I got a attention span. I didn't forget about what I'm getting.
In. never
Wait, she
see.
said a Sufi circle.
Man, brother, I can't. Yo, it's been years. What, 5, 6, maybe more. Anyway.
I don't know, but I know that when I found out you was here, I said that's what I need. Because I'm back on my raw. I opened up my Quran the way you instructed me. And what you said was a fact again. You said the soonest you told me that when you open the Quran, begin reading, it's gonna take you right where you need to go.
Right.
And the quicker it take you there, the more you're in tune with Allah. I opened the Quran and it took me there in the first paragraph.
Okay, yeah.
Matter of fact, that first page, I had to read half a page.
So you there?
I'm taking my shoes.
So who has a charger for this phone? Is yours charging?
No, I have a C charger. You don't have that kind of phone.
I got a.
Wait.
You got a phone?
Coach D gonna say we gotta get back focused. We lost focus.
Yeah, I want to get back to her question.
His phone gonna die.
That's fine.
You have a charger?
What kind of charger you got?
Android. So the two names.
What version?
Ghetto. I got the ghetto
It gotta be the
version.
right version though.
It's the ghetto Android, the cheapest one you can get.
Okay.
That phone cost me $89.
Universal
Right?
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as the God walked in, I have to say peace to the God. Our foundation is from the Asiatic nation of gods on earth and the 5%. Y equals self.
Y equals self.
See, you never know who you're talking to.
Never know.
So if we could plug this in before it goes off so the people on the... We were speaking of the two names, Kabid and Al-Basit. In life, you'll go through these stations. One is contraction and one is expansion. So you have to know, pay attention to where you are in life. Are you in a state of contraction? In a contraction, there will be a lot of, she got a,
Plug it in here.
yeah.
Yeah.
In a state of contraction,
And here. Plug this in here.
yeah. This phone goes out every week. Allah knows best.
Big circuit. A lot of phones, small circuit.
Yeah. So in a state of contraction, you will experience tests and trials, maybe a sickness, maybe a loss of a job, less money. These are times of contraction. From the name Al-Kabid. In the state of expansion, which is governed by which name? Al-Basit. Expansion, it will seem as if the wind is at your back. Everything is going your way. Very affluent. A lot of openings. Very few blockages. You have to know if you're on the so-called black square or the white square, or if you're in a state of contraction or a state of expansion. Now, when you come to the Sufi path, Sufis will put themselves in a state of forced contraction called a kalwa. It is in the time of, because in the Holy Quran says there's a thing that is good for you that you think is bad for you, and there's a thing that is bad for you and you think is good for you. So a lot of times we think that the contraction is bad. But Allah says in the Holy Quran, I test those who try to come close to me. So when you're in a state of contraction, you're actually making more spiritual progress toward God, Allah, than when you're in a state of everything's at your back in ease. Our Sheikh Ibn Fall used to say, the harder the better. The companions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ were just the opposite of us. We get a flat tire, we get a sickness, we say, damn, why this happening to me?
Yeah.
When the Prophet Muhammad's companions, peace be upon him and his companions, did not have tests and trials, they would say, oh Allah, you're taking away from my akhirah? You don't want to bring me closer to you? You're not giving me no tests and no trials? They were just the opposite. The Sufis will put themselves in a fourth state of contraction called a khalwa, which is a retreat from the world. Like they say in the hip hop, lean back. Lean back from the world. Put yourself, okay, today, the khalwa could be 3 days, 7 days, 28 days, or 40 days, where you retreat from the world with study, meditation, fasting, extra zikrs, and extra prayers. In Arabic, it's called a khalwa. From the world. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad, salam, he didn't receive the first revelations of Quran when he was out in society. He was in a state of contraction. He was in a state of contraction. He had left and went up into the cave by himself to meditate and pray for 40 days. He was in a state of extreme contraction. We learned that the closer you get to Allah, you will be able to say, Alhamdulillahi wa ala kulli hal. Can y'all say that? Let's practice. Alhamdulillahi wa ala kulli hal. Alhamdulillahi wa ala kulli hal. What does it mean? Alhamdulillah, we know that means all praises is due to Allah. Yes. Wa ala kulli hal means all praises due to Allah in every circumstance, in every situation. Not just alhamdulillah when I got $1,000 in my pocket. Alhamdulillahi wa ala kulli hal, I got $1 in my pocket. I'm still praising Allah. A lot of times we think that Allah is blessing us when we have more of this world. Oftentimes an increase in this dunya results in a decrease in the spiritual station. And oftentimes a decrease in the material world can be an opening in the spiritual world to where they will say less is more.
Right.
Now, thank you. I needed this. Another point. Contraction. How many people shot a bow and arrow?
You know how it works.
When you pull the bow back, what do you think that is? Constriction. That's constriction, right? The trajectory of the arrow is based on the force of the constriction.
Right.
So let's look at this scientifically. The more you pull the arrow back, the further the arrow will go.
Yes.
Everybody can see that, right?
Yes.
The more pressure you put on that arrow, it looks like it's going back, but that energy of the test, the more tests and trials you have in life, the more your possibility for spiritual realization. Nobody became an avatar or a God-realized being without going through some SHIT. Nobody. They was trying to kill the Prophet Muhammad, alayhi salam. Honorable Elijah Muhammad had to go on a run. Everybody who got something One of my sheikhs said, Allah is not going to give you nothing until you're alone by yourself on the floor. How would you interpret that? The sheikh told me, Allah is not going to give you nothing until you are alone by yourself on the floor. He's from West Africa. What did he mean by that? In your opinion?
You fall, you have to fall. You fall.
You have to fall before you rise.
Yeah, you crawl first.
Crawl before you walk.
Yeah.
Anybody else, what does that mean? Anybody, what does that mean? Allah is not going to give you nothing until you're alone by yourself on the floor. Oh, that's Quran. Surely with the difficulty comes, surely with the difficulty comes the ease. What does it mean to you?
If Allah got it for you, give it to you but him. And if you don't give it to you, can nobody give it to you?
Facts. You will have to make it plain, you have to go through some spiritual tests to get realization.
I'm a testament to that. I'm a testament to that.
Speak on it.
My physical eyes have been challenged or re-challenged in the last 6 months. So living 34 years with no vision in my right eye, you know, I navigated like any normal human, right? Not really labeling myself as disabled, but, you know, just living through life, you know, going through different paths, studying different religions and different information. And then the left eye says, well, I'm tired a little bit, you know, and boom. June, I was fine. July, I was fine. August, scared. Needed immediate surgery. And I had 3 retina repairs before I decided I was going to take. So in between June and August, I experienced at least 4 weeks of blindness where I had to rely on my heart, you know, because I couldn't see anybody. I had to rely on better communication because I wasn't the best communicator, you know. So I had to tell people what I needed, how I needed them to operate, because if I didn't say anything, nobody would have moved. You know, nobody would have moved. My parents, my brothers, my sister-in-laws, nobody would have moved. I had to give the orders. They were just waiting on me, like, what are you going to do? You know, and this sheikh came to my house, my parents' house, and I was there healing. I was there for 4 weeks. And the last day, I was about to go home before you came. I didn't know you were coming. And he came with a whole entourage in the living room, right? And we, you know, we doing our thing. And as quiet as it's kept, I'm going to say it. I had thoughts of ending my life. I'm going to say it. But it was that moment that I sat on the floor in my parents' living room, and because it was a drastic change. I went from being totally independent to totally depending on others. So it was moments where I was by myself, not knowing what to do with my thoughts, not knowing what to, you know what I mean? And then Sheikh comes, and we doing our little thing in the living room, and my spirit raised my hand, you know, and I was like, oh, it's time. And I've been on the journey since, and this is since November. Yeah, so it's like this Sufism saved my life, really did.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sherry.
And I have a lot of time. I like being alone now. I'm the oldest of 13 kids, grandkids. I'm the oldest child, you know, and I've only been alone as far as siblings for 5 years, because then my next brother comes under me. So I always wanted somebody to play with, but now that I have all these talents in the world, but if you don't, like I tell people, if you don't love yourself, ain't nobody gonna love you.
That's right.
You know, ain't nobody gonna love you, and I had to love myself, and this is how I'm loving myself. So I love chanting. I love doing my zikkers, and I try to, you know, again, be more family oriented when I'm around folks that's not really into it, but I'm still like this.
That's right.
In between commercials, all right, we're gonna watch this show. All right, how many zikkers I gotta do? That's all I'm thinking. That's all I'm thinking about. How many zikkers I get? And I'm doing the math in my head. Boom, boom, boom. Commercial come. I'll be back. Yeah, and I'm doing my thing. And because of
That's
it,
beautiful. That's
I went
beautiful.
from unemployed, all the services, and I'm a special education teacher. So I had to go through the
Special
journey
needs
in
class.
in case I had a family that was like, listen, I don't know what to do, because I'm that kind of teacher. I'll go from the ends of the earth to help a student and family.
Mhm.
So it's like, this is a new side of coin. I'm like, wow, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. Call this place. And we navigated with help with my family on our own. I didn't have a social worker. I was a social worker, and it was times of frustration, and I'm like, all right. And and working this and working it and working it. And I'm controlling everything. Now I'm manipulating everything. Now I'm creating everything. And that's how I like it, because that's my personality. I don't follow nobody's rules but my own. So this is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Sister, share with what we were speaking about as far as going to the mountains.
Yeah.
Going to the mountains, like being alone. He said, Allah said,
The Prophet Muhammad was alone by himself in the cave for 40 days when
And what were you
the
speaking?
first verses of the Quran came to him.
What were you speaking?
About me being scared.
No, just I spoke to you and you spoke to me about going to the mountains.
You gotta tell her. She don't remember.
No, she does.
I mean, well,
Hold on.
okay, so basically I went to California, and then I wanted to have a whole spiritual journey. So I went to Mount Shasta, California, and I lived on a mountain for some time, and I was with somebody, and then we ended up separating, and I ended up being on a mountain by myself for a week, and I was really, really scared. That mountain lions, and I also mentioned Mount Shasta is known as the Earth chakra.
Is that
of
where
the planet.
Saint Germain was?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I met Saint Germain. Well, it's funny enough. I met Saint Germain, a person that talks about Saint Germain on the mountain,
Okay.
and that's how I first got into Saint Germain, from that trip.
Okay.
And it was scary. It was a beautiful thing, but it was a scary thing, because I literally manifested a lot while I was there.
In 1 week.
I ended up living there for 6 months because I manifested to live there. So that ended up happening, which was beautiful. So I saw the beautiful side of manifestation, and then I saw the whole other aspect of like being confronted of like fears and being alone. And I think that I'm in a contraction. I feel like I'm in an expansion phase, but then I also feel contracted. Because I feel that when I was there, I felt like even the thought, it wasn't even just by speaking words. It was like whatever it is that I thought would literally happen. So if I spoke words in my mind, it would manifest itself into the reality. But when I went there, I was in the mountain for 7 days in a snowstorm. And I manifested. I said, I want to live here and I want to get a job here. And within like 2 days, I got a job. And then me and the person I was with got a job. So then that was great. So then we ended up staying. And I was able to travel to like different lakes and different places. But that time being by myself was scary because I was protecting everybody else's stuff. It was pitch black darkness. They have extraterrestrials that talk about Telos and an underground city that's in the mountain where people get abducted. And so people be missing in this town. And I'm sitting here like, I'm by myself. I don't want to be abducted. I don't want to be missing. And I remember going down the mountain in pitch black darkness, using my cell phone, just crying. And I'm like, why am I by myself? Why is this happening to me? All of this stuff. And it was funny because subconsciously I wanted the alone time. Like I wanted to have the experience to be by myself. But when it actually happened, it was a totally different reality. Because then it was just like all of these like fears was like coming up about being by myself and like taking care of myself and like not knowing. So I didn't have a car, and I literally was dependent on just the universe to like really just carry me through. And it's a blessing because it really was the pinnacle point where it really taught me about like recognizing, like I kept on externalizing God. And then I felt like my experience was, I went to Heart Lake and I've traveled up. So on Mount Shasta, there's 3 lakes. So I dipped myself in each of the lakes, and then I was advised not to look back. So whatever it is that you left behind, it just stays there. So I went through like this whole like spiritual like cleanse. And when I went up to the top of Heart Lake, Spirit was just like, you're looking for like ETs, extraterrestrial guides. You're looking for like this master like person that's like, wait, ascended in this physical realm, and it was like God is like all around you. Like pay attention to like each person, each thing that's affecting here is God. You know, so
they
that
saying
was
peace to the goddess.
peace.
Peace.
And it really transformed my life because I felt like ever since then I felt like even like the ants, everything around me, I looked at as God or extension of God.
And that's what we were speaking about when the sister came, because I had the feeling that I know how to take care of people. I know how to take care of children. I'm a magnet to elders. I can remember having a friend at 9 years old, and she was 89 years old. And I would go and take care of her. When she was placed into a senior citizen's home, I found her. Don't ask me how I found her. She loved kittens. And so I saw a free kitten sign, and I smuggled the kitten in, and she's rubbing the kitten, and she's in her happiness. She's joyful, right? Got to take care of people, like I said. But I'm at a point right now, attachments have been broken, and I don't know what to do with myself. I'm like, I know how to go to Chuck E. Cheese. I know how to hit the road and get in the RV and go camping. I know how to go plan a family reunion. I know how to do these things, but I don't know what I like. I don't know what I love. I don't know what my passions are, right? So I was speaking to the sister, and I said, you know what? I'm going to Thailand. I've been before, but I went with a group. I'm going to go by myself because that's my fear, right? My fear is being alone. I don't want a dog or a cat, you know what I mean? I want a person, but then I said, no, that's my challenge. I have to be able to be in the world and be alone and be able to navigate. I remember when I was in Thailand before, I had got lost and they didn't speak the language that I'm speaking, right? And I started crying because I was lost. I was like, man, these people don't speak English and I'm lost, and what am I gonna do? And I said, no, I have to think. And I had a card in my pocket, and it was the tailor that I had visited earlier. And I just gave somebody the card, and they directed me into the correct direction. And that was a challenge, because like I said, I've always been surrounded. I shared with, I grew up in Michigan, there's 40 of us on the porch. 40 of us, any given day, So I've always been around my people, my clique, that's where I feel comfortable. And now it's like I have to go out and meet different people. And like, this is beautiful, right? The Sufi circle, the Zikr circle, Zikr circle is beautiful because it really works. Like you said, you're manifesting things. Yes. You're controlling things, right? And I'm like, you're asking for things, and it's coming. And you're like, wait a minute, it's coming too fast, or it's not coming how you thought it was gonna come. So yeah. I mean, just wanted to share that.
It's beautiful.
Peace. Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Alone.
Yeah.
I love that.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
Peace and love. Before you complete the word alone.
And it was funny too because
You gotta make room.
I know I was upset at the fact that
Walaikum salam.
it's called. We about to outgrow the stuff.
What I was gonna comment is that alone.
Look, baby, I'm doing this, do I?
When I think of that word, I think of all one. Alone. All one.
Hold up. Drop. Okay, well, Hakeem, sit over here. Let's get over. I think we're about to experience the jewels. So,
No, you good.
You good?
Yeah.
All one. Alone. All one. And I've lived alone for 8 years, and during one period I was in the house for 3 months, and I only left the house to get groceries or like bare essentials. Then I went right back in, and I didn't talk to people on the phone. I didn't. I just was alone, and what I find from so much alone time in my life is when I'm alone in silence. That's when I could really hear. Allah is God, in earth and the heavens above, is just and true, and there is no unrighteous in him. For he is not unseen. He is seen and heard everywhere, for he is the all-I-seeing. What that means is we're not going to always necessarily see Allah in the physical when your eyes are closed, but you can still see Allah in your thoughts. And then in terms of the very thing that you saw on your vision quest, when you was alone in the mountains, the vision quest, you was able to see Allah and the ants. You was, man, that's, before you complete the word Allah, you have to say all. And so that means you cannot add, subtract, multiply, divide anything from or to Allah. And that's the reason why it's stated in the Quran that you cannot bind partnership with Allah. Because how could you add, subtract, how could you add, subtract, multiply, divide anything from or to the all? It's impossible. And so that's why Allah you act by, and I'm so grateful that one of my teachers is preparing me for a vision quest to the mountains for 3 to 5 days with only a tent. That's it. No food. Oh, it's gonna probably, I don't know, but it's probably gonna be in Georgia. Because
That's where you live.
Well, that's where I learned a lot of my native culture.
Gotcha.
You know, I have Cherokee on both sides of my family. I have a great grandfather from the Middle East, Egypt. Well, great grandfather. My history is so amazing. So I was born with a Quran and the Bible. My mom's gave me the Quran, you know what I mean? And my grandma gave me the Bible. So I got to learn from the beginning, the truth, and being able to cross-reference that. And then when I was able to get the Book of Life, that was it. Because in there, you're taught that you have to pay close attention to you. You have to find within you the God, and you have to learn that within you is demons that must be destroyed too. And it's all right. Because if you want to see Allah, go look into the eyes of Satan and you're going to see Allah. You're going to see Allah. If you want to see Allah, you look on the wall. Look at the stars. Look at the ants. You
know, when you say ants, when you're speaking about the ants,
it's a whole chapter about the ants.
I
Yeah,
remember
Quran.
being in
Really?
yeah.
That's my birthday number 27. It's total 27, and that's my birthday.
Wow.
My birthday.
So that's a favorite chapter for you.
Yes, it is. It goes over Moses, Sheba, so many days. Yeah.
I can remember, you know how every new year you want to have like a resolution that you're going to get in shape or you're going to save money or you're going to travel, whatever. I can remember traveling to St. Louis, Missouri, and I went to the park. I was going to work out, and it was first thing in the morning. Sun was out. It was like 90 degrees first thing in the morning. And as I'm jogging around the park, I see that the ants just activated, you know, like they're going about their business. And I'm like, if I continue to jog, I'm gonna kill them all, you know? So what I did jog, and I sat down on the bench and just sit and absorb the sun, you know? So that just, you know, put me in the same mindset as when you see the smallest little thing that you take time and I was conflicted because I want to get in shape, right? You know, I'm like, just my movement is destroying something. So let me just sit down here and be still. Yeah, be still.
So we could see Allah in the ant. Imagine what Allah can see in us.
Everything.
Wow.
And so the closer we get to our inner being, the further we get from any worldview. And the only time you can really do that is when you're alone.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
They say most mystics leave a life alone. Lead a life alone.
and there's two sisters mentioned control, and I'm so grateful that I don't have to control nothing. I don't want to control anymore.
Right.
I come from a school where I'm the master and controller of existence, and after a while that became miserable. I found out that being God gave me a God complex, and it wasn't until I realized that I'm no greater than anyone. That's how I became the greatest. Once I found out that I wasn't greater than nobody, and I'm not the greatest because I'm. So that means that I'm neither greater than or less than anyone or anything, and that's the only thing that gives greatness. So I'm grateful.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. This is my time coming to a it's not about Talib, it's Zikr.
Yeah.
The first time I went was maybe 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, out in Brooklyn, and I was down here visiting. Okay, all right, I see you. Thank you. Making sure. And I went down and I enjoyed it because Allah has blessed me to live 2 lives in 1 lifetime. You know, living 2 lives in 1 lifetime.
Amazing.
Now, those that know that language, I'm gonna tell you the truth, because I give up the hock. You know, it was rough getting here. You know, it was rough getting here. You know, coming from way down here. I mean, rough. You know, I said, you know what? There's stories, there's books that I read. Because the first commandment, this is you correct me if I'm wrong, was Ikra. That means everything was created with intelligence.
Yeah.
Ikra. You know, you can read the scriptures, and when they get rough, you know, they're all scared, and you know, they didn't know what to do. So we're in the scripture, and he had to come out that ship and say, "Peace, be still." You know that peace, be still. And this, you got all calm. Now that's why I see. So I'm a martial artist. Hey, I like to think I am, you know, with this guy. And he said, "Look here." He said, I'm gonna take you with me. We going to the mosque out in the Bronx. Meet me there." And I'm saying, well, I don't know where. He said, "Man, I don't gotta tell you how to eat, do I?" I don't have to tell you how to eat. You can't find them out. I don't gotta tell you how to eat.
I am still a nice guy.
That's what he told me. But I found the place, you know, because you know, it said not those the same who sits home and makes salat, the those that go out and struggle to make their salat. So I had to get there to get my energy, get my fuel. And then he says, "You know, we're gonna take them to the Mount Vernon." I said, "Mount Vernon?" You go to Mount Shore? Because I went to Mount Shore, but I was over there. He said, "Nah, I got a little something special for you." Wow. And it was the truth, you know, because I mean, the other word, there's certain things I like to, you know, travel at terrific speed. I love that. But I got here tonight, it happened. Thank you, Kelly. Shukran. Terrific speed. He started bouncing around. Oh, naturally. Guess what? I still got my money in my pocket.
Right.
Best stuff on earth. It ain't that stuff. Best stuff on earth. So it's right here. Best stuff on earth.
That's right.
Zikrullah, it says in the Quran.
Alhamdulillah.
Zikrullah Akbar.
Oh, he's really
You in the hot seat.
You know, because I've been
Every week I'm coming.
I've been in the past from Sufi for you know, and sometimes like you go to the end and you feel like you're not going in front. You know what I mean? And you question yourself and you say that and whatnot, you know what I mean? And I stay a lot to everyone's talking about alone, I stay a lot to myself. I live alone, you know, I work and I find myself working with it. You know what I mean? And I'm not gaining anything. And I've seen brother come down to the Teka in China, and that's there, you know what I mean, on my steps, and with Sheikh Noor, you know, and I said, I'm coming, you know, I ain't never get it. I come here, so I came in here last week, and I was talking to Sheikh about, you know what I mean, pineal gland and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I'm on that path right now in my life, trying to detox it. I was on my way, I was in this office talking about it, you know what I mean? And you know, with medication like that, I said, I need medication. But I said, listen, I didn't come from that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he said, who's the doctor? I said, you are. You know what I mean? Because the doctor gave me the prescription, I just need counseling. I need to talk about my life. You know what I mean? And I left out of there and whatnot. The culture abstract, the detox. Detox, you know. And I started using turmeric. I was doing that, you know. I appreciate you telling me you gave me the sick for 4,000 people.
Wow.
Start doing that. Y'all reading, y'all, you know, so I'm reading Quran, I'm praying, I'm meditating, and whatnot, you know what I mean?
How does the Yalla Latif work for you?
Strengthens me a lot. I mean, I do more than 2,000. I'm in the car, you know, I'm going to take me for, you know what I mean? I'm working with it, I'm making my slide and doing what I got to do. And I learned not to sleep in the dark. You know, we talking about the gym, shaitan, you try that light to try to come through you, but he don't want you to lose. He want, you know what I mean? And I mean, I've been through, one night I jumped up, man, I was like, I found out first, then I'm struggling with its feeling and whatnot, you know what I mean? But the whole thing about it, I started having dreams, and I don't understand the dreams. You know what I mean? And as I keep on using the detox, right? Yeah, you become much clearer. And all that, and everything starts going well. You know what I mean? So I can think, I can do my zikr. You know what I mean? I'm at peace. But so I came down here tonight, I said, I gotta meet the zikr. You know what I mean? Because I have an energy. So I came, I see you got 45 minutes. That's what really broke me out. The Sheikh said, be here, brother. If not tonight, next week. The week I have like you always do. Well, I understood that. I said, nah, I'm gonna make it tonight. You know what I mean?
Because I heard it 1,000 times. I was like, inshallah next week, brother.
You know, yeah, but you know, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. You know what I mean? Islam is not easy. Islam, you know, for me, it's you know what I mean, it's peace and all that. You can go through a whole lot in your life. You know what I mean? I mean, my kids don't bother me, you know, they all grown. Worry about them, they don't worry about me. You know what I mean? And right now he's up in court, up in Pontypool. Now because he wouldn't listen, he want to be out in the nuts. And I had a fight with him like for years because I'm trying to change my younger brother. You know, and I've been in the street 44 years. I'm 64. I've been in this country 44 years. And tell me, Daddy, you know nothing about the streets. And he's in court.
He don't know.
You don't know nothing. You don't even know Mount Vernon. You live out right now. I can tell you what was there, what it was all about. You know what I mean? And I mean, y'all. I mean, they down. I don't understand it to a point how they behave, but at the same time, you know, I said, well, look, you can do you, I'm gonna do me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna find my peace.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Because you're to an age where a lot of people hold your kind of your father. You know what I mean? So, you know, but this is a beautiful place for me tonight. I really, you know, I'm happy I made it back. You know.
Welcome home, brother. Welcome home. And it's amazing. You said you started down with Sheikh Noor in Tribeca. Guess where we go on Thursday nights?
Sheikh Noor.
We go to Sheikh Afriha from Sheikh Noor on Thursday night. We was there last night.
Yeah. I'm thinking about going down back to over here, brothers from Sudan. I'm here Saturday nights, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of Sufi activity in New York. A lot of Sufi activity.
People are waking up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Tijani activity in the Bronx and in Brooklyn. Sheikh Ahmed Obama's community is in Harlem. Nuruddin al-Darahi orders in Tribeca. So theoretically, you can find a zikr circle in New York every night if you know where to go. Some of them, a lot of the African zikr circles, they have it every night, but they're not publicized. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, it is.
There's a group of Tijanis from Ghana in the Bronx. But if you don't know, you don't know. They do a zikr.
On 134th Street.
Get your hand out of my pocket.
My spirit travel, you know what I mean? Sometimes I get lost, but I always find my way back.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to go there on Friday. Friday, they're different from after Juma to Maghrib, right?
Yeah, the Hallelujah, la. And in Mount Vernon, for years, there's Tariqa Burhania from Sudan. They meet, brothers from Sudan meet not too far from here every Saturday night. Inshallah, we'll go to their zikr tomorrow night to see the brothers from Sudan. One of their brothers, Ahmed, he comes in the store, not every day, but he comes in the store every...
Their brother sells stuff.
Yeah. I get zikr reads from Brother Ahmed. So theoretically, you could go to a zikr every night. We went Thursday. We're doing our zikrs on Friday. And tomorrow we're going to go to the zikr with the Burhani from Sudan, right here in Mount Vernon. Did that answer all that to answer one question?
Check that one.
Beautiful. Yeah, I did. And I think it was sharing.
Anyone have
you know we're going in the correct direction when things happen in your favor, right? When your thoughts are manifested. And just being around beautiful people. These sisters we met yesterday, and we were at dinner, and 2 a.m. we're eating dinner. Everyone's home safe. So it's like, you're where you belong.
Right.
And then listen, we may have to leave here. We'll go wherever we belong, We'll go with the ability to heal, the ability to communicate and move. Oh man, it's beautiful. Thank you.
To just comment one more time about the control, to let you know, beloved, that it's wonderful that you feel more free and feel like you have more control of your life. And what I meant, just to let you know, is that I felt that way for a very long time, and after a while, I felt the ego with me that came with it. And so when I learned that, when I learned how to connect with the universal forces of Allah, not just I'm the God, how about it's a whole nother aspect of Allah that I had to learn how to tap into. And when I learned how to do that, and then I was able to connect with that energy. Again, when I say Allah is seen and heard everywhere, sometimes I could not with these because they're going to tell me all kinds of illusions. But when I'm able to see Allah with the pineal gland and the pituitary gland at the same time, now what do I have to control? Because now I'm in the heavens. The heavens is here. When we bring everything up here, and then off of this up here, that part is like the crown chakra. This is when the pineal gland is really activated, when I can focus my this. And now I don't have to, because now I know I could move the wind. I can hear Allah in the wind telling me go that way instead of that way. And then I could say, all right, what is it that I need to do? I don't want to go on my will, on Hakim's will. Because Hakim's will became a hustler that ended up getting a kingpin charge
Mm.
years and years and years ago. So now the will of Allah has something different for me because it's like, no, we don't got to tamper with nothing that these fools put out here for us to do in these streets. So I got a whole different way of being in tune now. That's why I don't want to control, because I didn't go to prison, thank goodness, ever.
I mean,
But, you know, I still felt like I was stuck in hell in that life. You know what I mean? And now I got a different life. I don't have to try and do things my way all the time. This is beautiful. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from.
I definitely understand where you, because I have contrasting days and I laugh because it's always a message within that contrast, you know? And so, yeah, I get it. I definitely.
For being able Word.
Yeah, listen, I'm probably the best communicator that I've ever been in my 39 years. Really.
Amazing.
Really. You know, my personality is big, you know, and I know that I can say things and hurt people, and you know, and I'm like, well, I don't have to do that. You know, but I can say things and say, listen, I need this, can you help me with this, please? I mean, and I'm getting all these gifts coming out of left field. I'm thinking it's left field, but I'm manifesting it. You know, my heart is like, my heart gets so full and so happy, you know, all I have to do is cry and then be happy tears. Like, oh, this. I'm thinking it's a YouTube and it's an article on goji berries and how it repairs the retina. And I'm like, okay. And I'm waiting for him to pick me up. And I'm like, all right, he late. And I'm like, well, let's see what he's talking about. Because he's going to ask me if I read the article. And I'm like, oh, I thought it was a YouTube. And I was like, goji berries. I'm zooming in. And I'm like, and I was like, oh, I need some of that. He said, oh, we got that for you already. And I was like, what? Start crying right on the spot. Yeah.
You attract
like, I need that. I need that. Boom. Yeah. Beautiful. It's beautiful. I just let stuff happen. You know.
You are creative.
Yeah. Let it happen.
Allah. And the Sufis have a. You will know Allah through her differences. You will know Allah through her differences, where there's 4 names that Sufis use to meditate on for the highest level of what we call marifat. And these words are in the Quran, but huwa al-akhiru, and Allah is the last. It seems, how can Allah be the first and the last? Then Allah says, huwa al-zahiru, Allah is everything that's manifest. Al-Zahir is the manifest. But al-Batinu, He's everything that's hidden. How can Allah be the first, as everything that's manifest and everything that's hidden? Who can Sister Jamila, how this?
That's everything. Allah is everything. All encompassing.
The alone, all one. It's all one. Allah has a name, Al-Ahad. Kul hu Allahu Ahad. The value of this one ayat of Quran, if you could know what it means, your life will become very simple. Kul, who? Who does not mean he. They translate it wrong. Who is the being and the essence that has existence? In the Quran it says, say he, Allah is one. That's totally wrong. Them damn Arabs. Excuse my language. Why would you do that? You know who don't mean he.
Right.
Cool who. Say who. Who means the being of existence. Cool who. Allahu. Say this being who is Allah that has existence. is one, saying that all of existence is one. And not only that, it says this Allahu Samad. Human beings think as one in a group of 1, 2, 3, 4. We think, okay, if this is 1, then there's a 2, and then there's a 3. Allah says this one is in eternal Samad, meaning this is a oneness that is eternal. That oneness always existed, and it will always exist. And clear, Allah says, وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. There's oneness. Because Allah is the first, the last, the hidden, and the manifest. You see, one master says, say the universe is a veil for God. And then one message, this is totally false, because God hides, Ibn Arabi says Allah hides himself with himself. A veil means something that can cover something, right? The universe is not vast enough to cover Allah. I can cover these beats in my sleep.
I know.
But the universe is not vast enough to... I'm trying to get you to see that the universe cannot hide God. The universe cannot cover God. What you are looking at, jelly, the manifestation of the vibration of Allah slowed down to create matter. But it's all light. It's all vibrations of gradations of nur ala nur, light upon light, to where the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ went so far as to say there's 70,000 veils of light between man and God. Now imagine the veil is to become light. So the whole path is an accumulation of light within yourself. The verse in Surah Al-Rahman says, travel through the heavens if you have the ability to do so. Why would Allah say in the Quran, travel through the heavens? You have the ability to do so if you didn't have the ability to do that. He's telling you that it's possible for you to do what the Prophet transforming the physical plane. And the Prophet Muhammad has a prayer that says, oh Allah, put light on my left, light on my right, light before me, light behind me, light above me, light under me. And then at the end of the whole journey is the journey of light to light to light to light to light. And you're increasing, every time you say La ilaha illallah, you're increasing your light. Every time you say Bismillah Rahman Rahim, you're increasing your light. Every time you fast and give up something from the physical plane, you are increasing your light. Just give me the light and start the show. They even put it in a reggae song. I don't want Bud Light. I want real light. Just give me the show. Reggae song. I mean. So.
Sheikh Sufi, can you repeat the hadith that you said? 70.
Oh, this is a beautiful hadith. The Prophet Muhammad, and we'll go Tawfiq.
It's like I feel like be joyful and experience, but not to take on karma by things as baggage, like or holding on to the identity. Like recently, like I had a conversation with somebody that was talking about like you could have a shadow aspect of yourself, like you have a dimension of yourself or how you view yourself, and then there could be a shadow aspect to how you think that you operate around you. And I feel like there's times that if we let certain types of like situations let that define who we are, or legends of what could have been or things did happen, it limits it puts like a certain baggage or certain like cloak on us. So I feel like to me that means going back to what you asked, I think that it means that like don't get identified to this as the self and be light as your actual soul, like your body. Experience and enjoy, be quantum, experience, but don't let the world or everything else define.
Sister Imani?
I think it has so many meanings throughout the years. Is like the concept of detachment. You know, and this is very specific to me, though. You know, like the concept of detaching myself from like false ideals and people and things within my own self that I created, you know, that aren't really real. You know what I mean? And so they weigh me down, you know, and they keep me from progressing and from existing lightly, so that I can like exude light. Yeah.
Brother Tawfiq, be in the world as a traveler and travel light.
Travel light. Light is the magic word. What comes to my mind is that light is a song that they was teaching us in the church. This little light of mine, let it shine. And so
he dropped it.
hang out to the bigger light.
No,
that's powerful.
Okay. Sister,
wow, it has so many layers to it. But what resonates the most with me is being in this world as a being. We are spiritual beings, and we're taking a visitation on this dot called Earth. You know, we're not really here. You know, we're just visitors on this dot called Earth. And this isn't our eternal home. We're here for a visit, and the hereafter it's the eternal life. And travel light, just get rid of the baggage and the negative thoughts and the anxiety and the energies to dhikr and other forms of light worship.
Yes.
Have you ever traveled somewhere? You went somewhere before?
Yeah.
What do you think it means to travel light?
Well, you get to like not drive. You just like get to go in the van and just like go up.
Okay, you get off and travel somewhere?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about light? What is light? What does light mean to you? What is light?
It's like a big sun comes.
A big sun comes.
The sun is the sun.
The sun is the sun.
The sun is a star.
The sun is the sun.
Because
Jewels are being dropped.
it's not.
The big light comes.
Jim.
Fresh be in the world. The big sun comes. I need the sun.
Be in the world as a thinking of when you go to places, you're opening yourself to like new experiences. When you travel to places you've never been before, cookie cutter, go up to the resort. You want to go and see what people are doing and see what they're eating and what their customs are, and you know, see difference, being open to experiences that are different from what you are most comfortable and familiar with. And pack light, meaning you're not taking much with you, or pack light, so you're packing a light, like when you go to Africa a lot of times, and a lot of, you know, they'll tell you, make sure you have flashlight, because sometimes the electricity will go down. That's my thought.
Okay. Be in the world as a traveler and travel light.
I think it means to keep your energy moving, and you know, I can recall I used to feel like I was a spirit body. My body did exactly what I wanted. Go up the stairs, down the stairs, up the court, down the stairs. You know, whatever I said, it happened. I didn't have any burden. But then it seemed like I planned it. It had burden on me. And things started to hurt. You're like, wait a minute, where did this come from? What happened to my spirit? You know, just being able to go anywhere I wanted to. Right? To keep moving. Because we're supposed to follow the seasons, right? What we stay here and freeze, shaking. You know, we're doing a Harlem Shake. We're cold. We should follow the season. So we'll eat some fruit and vegetables. So I think traveling, keep moving.
Okay.
Has to move. Can I stay stagnant?
I mean,
that's my take on it. But I'm sure it is. Like a million more.
It's
all beautiful, right?
Yeah. Actually,
oh, you practicing Tai Chi?
Wow, but you know, like not practicing every day. I'm living in my mind. You try to, you gotta let that burn, get it, you gotta release all of it. You know what I mean? So when I feel that way, you know, I go to that mind state. Sometimes I drive my car, you know what I mean, by woods to woods, you know what I mean? And I just go to the tree. I mean, because I carry street, you know, so you know that light you have to have all the time, you know what I mean. So and to me it's a living energy within you. You know, so it's a moment of peace for me.
I mean,
you know what I mean. I go upstate sometimes. I don't know where I'm at. I see that water. You know what I mean. I feel good, but one thing that distracts me. If I go to a lake and I can see the mountains or anything like that, I don't want to see that. I want to see right out into the horizon. If I can see the horizon, you know what I mean? You know, no mountains, no hills, nothing.
You don't want any blockage.
I feel good. I feel
yeah, no blockage. Okay.
It's like a blockage.
Yeah.
You know?
I see traveling as we want to travel somewhere. We want to learn and see new things. And the travel light is like, don't bring like no idea that Allah had him to stay here. And he actually had an open mind. And on he's a traveling light. On a physical level, he did travel really, literally light, because he had just a bag, just the clothes. Actually, the clothes he had on with him.
That was
I travel a little bit too light.
That's the only way to learn.
You all have similar stories. You know what I mean? You've been places and whatnot. What's your name?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you experienced in the mountains. You know, that was really good.
We got to hear from two more people, brother.
That was beautiful.
Be in the world as a traveler and travel life. Oh, my bad. Be in the world as a traveler and travel life.
Be in the world as a traveler and travel life. So, light. Be in the world as a traveler. I remember I always wanted to explore as a little boy, and I had to take my big wheel and see what was around the corner.
I mean,
it is to travel, to explore, to relate, to connect, and not be stuck in one place. That's important. And then in general, traveling is also, like someone mentioned, being able to allow my mind to expand, open-mindedness. Even because, like, nowadays you could get on your computer and travel. You know, there's so much information now in the world. But one of my greatest ways to travel, what you mentioned that the Prophet Muhammad spoke about, and astral projection.
Yeah.
That's like that out of body experience. And this is an amazing thing. The 70,000 degrees of light between man and Allah. And so all of these different layers that I have to go through. Self-realization.
Yes.
And when I get to the point where I'm outside of myself, I really find out who self is. And the self is the no self in that regard. And, or if I don't know if that makes any sense, you know what I mean? And that the true self. And so also meaning truth. And truth means the word truth in the middle of that word is the letter U. So where's the truth? Within you. The truth is in the middle of you. Purest truth that I ever found was in silence. Beyond anything that anyone could tell me or anything that I've seen with my two physical eyes. Just truth. And so in the event that I could travel light, I've been eating raw for 8 days. So I feel my body is so light. I was a raw foodist for 2 years. And now I'm not like, I went back into being vegan and now the raw food vegan again. And anything, I don't see any, the raisins is a raw food. I'm like, oh wow, food. And 6 avocado was my breakfast. And I haven't been hungry until I saw those raisins.
I
You know the deal.
Islam enters Noble Ali.
So yeah, I'm really grateful. I wanna
Islam.
thing I want to mention about light is the physical body with the air and water that's in our body. Our material is a sum of 28 grams. The air and the water gives us most of our weight. And so water is, oh my goodness, water is like is liquid light. Air is mystic light. Mist, like it's light. You can see the mystic in the air. And so
it's like water. Yeah.
But so many particles in the air that you can only see like when the sun beams particles. So yeah, I love detachment. I love that. The more I detach, the less weight I feel, because there's that light, L-I-T-E, light.
That's obviously what we've been taught, right?
Yeah, we've been taught the whole. So letting go is there's something good about letting go.
Attachment is the
you
root cause of all
reminded me.
suffering.
Both of y'all just reminded me of something. You said you only had the clothes on your back. There's a Swami that once said that all he owned was a loincloth and he has everything. He lives in nature.
Creole Baba.
And the only reason he had the loincloth was to respect humanity, because some people would think that.
It's Creole Baba. You can read about Creole Baba.
Peace and love.
Went around and somebody spoke about, I was thinking the same way. And I think Aziz, Dr. said, this little light of mine. Now, I come from a Christian background, because I just love the Lord so much that I pray 5 times a day, you know? But I come from a Christian background, and then I thought about maybe they lay the burdens down, lay the burdens down and keep it moving. And then I heard you, because you like to make reference, I guess, back to the 80 area. And then what's your about? Let's get this party. No more drama at the door. Let's get on the dance floor. No more drama in my life. So maybe they should let it. I don't know it. So a lot of things are going on through my mind. And what they say, listen more and speak less. I'm gonna hush up there. Listen more, speak less. Like,
did you build on it already? What does it mean to be in the world as a traveler and travel light?
Well, I travel physically every day, of course, and I'm learning to, like I said before, accept contrast and and accept Allah with the contrast. But then when I'm sleeping, that's my favorite part of this earth experience, because I can visit my loved ones that passed form and commune with them and get messages and get guidance on that side. I can astroplane like the brother does and go wherever I want to go. So that's my favorite part of this experience, to be able to do that. And I've been doing that since I was a little girl. I can fly. I let the body go. I love letting the body go. I'm like, all right, where we going tonight? And I, love that, love it. So, traveling light, like leaving the body, leave the body. The body, where body is, becomes suffering and pain, and so that's how I travel light. And when I'm awake, I'm heavy, because I'm dealing with contrast, and and then not, more not than before, because I'm not looking at my physical eyes as well. I'm looking at it as a blessing, because without this, everything that's coming to me is like, okay.
So
I was taught in meditation. I thought use my thought. I was taught in meditation that to let go, and I really find that systems, women can let go more than men can in meditation. But my teacher told me one time that where you think you're going? You're not going anywhere. What I mean? Come back, you be right here. But I can never get the concept of letting go. What I mean? Like you said, I think of that. What I mean? It's different. What I mean? I don't know how to let go like that.
So I want to. We had the three wise men who just walked in from the east. So I want to open up to the Sufi moral scientists. The question we were discussing. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has a saying: "Be in the world as a traveler and travel light." So if you want to share how do you see this mean? What does it mean to you, brother?
I'm gonna pass the mic to Nally.
Okay.
You funny.
Okay.
Why you always I want you to go, so that way I can catch on.
That's wisdom.
You missed all the teachings going around right here.
So, brother, Nawi, who dropped some jewels on me so deep I had to give him magic beads the first time I met him. Wow.
In the Moore Science Temple of America, we teach that man is the thought of Allah. So we say, if we go back in time, we must go back in time in the land of fleshless things. Take this physical form. So time never was when man was not, because if there was a time when man began, there would be a time when man would end. So we know the thought of the source of it all is infinite, from everlasting to everlasting. So there's no place we have never. So we have found ourselves in different sequence of times because we choose to be there. So like the sister just said, wherever she want to go, she goes. I have these experiences all the time, and I have a superior over me. In his perspective, he think he's my superior because he's looking at time. But I know that man is not the what? The flesh nor the soul. Man is a spirit, and he's a part of the all. So I live as who I am. I am man in spirit and in truth. So I live each and every day like that. So when I go to work, whenever I feel like it, he think that I'm a boss. He said, "Oh, so you just gonna do what you want to do?" You know who I am, so stop playing games. So he would give me suspension days, and he know it's a vacation. So he'd be like, "All right, take a week off. I know you want a vacation." Simple as that.
Islam.
And he respect it because he knows I'm a different being. He always say, yo, you're not even from this planet. He said, yo, you came from a star somewhere. This is how he talks, man. That's
actual facts. Yeah.
He knows who he is. And he said he don't even know who he is.
Islam.
And it's powerful when you can stand on what you know, because people recognize it and they look at it like, wow, I admire this man. I can't even be like him, but I would love to be like him, but he's just in a different. Y'all know what it is. What I'm just saying. They just be like, yo, seriously, like, yo, you crazy. Like, you really think that you are a spirit and all of that? Like, yeah. How could I be crazy about that? You talk about a God you ain't never seen. And if I tell you that God, you said, right? How spooky could that be? You know what I'm saying? And like, I just think that our people just need to let go. Like, Cypher is. We talking about letting go. We hold on to things that don't even mean nothing. Like, life is everything, and when you could realize life is everything, you just don't mean nothing but one living.
You don't think there are different ways of letting go? I mean, like, you know, in different material things. Like you were talking about meditation. I think, right? You know, like I don't know how to. I'm very tense with that. Right here, it's about letting go, let my mind go. Just sitting still and doing. I can be quiet, but I'm there. It doesn't. I know. I don't feel. I never feel. I have left.
I don't know what you mean. You never feel.
It's very left my body.
Why would you want to feel that? Huh? Why would you want to feel that?
I would like to know.
Why would you want to feel like leaving the body?
No, I say I like to know. I'm talking about meditation.
Yeah.
And letting yourself go. You know what I mean?
So wait, hold on, wait. Hold on. We're gonna do some zikr. We're not gonna get into a debate. I want everybody to stand down. We're gonna stand.
Islam.
I'm going to show you what it means to me.
Okay, right.
Okay, I yield the floor, guys.
So, we're going to raise the ethers and recite this La ilaha illallah and call all the angels and all the prophets. Y'all come in. You might want to turn that heaters off. There's a lot of melanin in here. We might not need it. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amin. La ilaha illallah. 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 La illallah. La ilaha 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 La ilaha illallah. 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 La ilaha La ilaha illallah. 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 La illallah. La ilaha 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 illallah. illallah. Nur Muhammad sallallahu. La ilaha illallah. Mafika bi'illallah. Nur Muhammad sallallahu. La ilaha illallah. 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 La Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim. Ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب ولا الضالين آمين. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك watch over 10 could be like make the team for you. I'm as well the team to believe in Yahoo. Welcome we don't know me shout to my shoulder for me and shoulder any Yahoo or shoulder to me so I can see moves in who don't teach me Yahoo. That be Yakini Yafika we will learn how to haka Yahoo. Muhammadin Maskala Galikaidin of the Alayhi Sali Wasalam Diamond Abadan Woman Midin Yahoo. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad has said the prayers of the travelers are always answered. I think Sister Imani has traveled the farthest to be here. Can you make a dua for us since you are the traveler of light?
Oh Allah, keep our hearts united.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, keep our hearts open and close to you.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, keep our hearts open and close to each other.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, keep us righteous.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, keep us on the straight path.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, let us let go so that we can be closer to you.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, fill our hearts with light, fill our hearts with nur, fill our hearts with love. Ameen. Oh Allah, let us let go of divisiveness.
Ameen.
Oh Allah.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, fill us with your love.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, fill us with courage so that we can fight the fight that needs to be fought.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, make us courageous. Oh
Ameen.
Allah, make us good parents to our children.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, make us good spouses. Oh Allah, let us bind our hearts together and unify for a just cause.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, keep us close to you.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, keep us close to you.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, keep us close to you.
Ameen.
Oh Allah, fill our hearts with light.
Ameen. Ameen. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Hug the person next to you.
See you again.
That's cool.
Where you been?
He's gonna will and low.
Oh, here's the brother. Oh, you did?
Yeah, remember you said that I was the brother? That's just us, right?
Well, I want to make sure the link is there. It's beautiful.
Trying to get
Yeah, purifies the atmosphere. I'll get you a pair of it. Yeah. It's like,
Sea Star.
You don't like to learn about it. Enjoy yourself.
You know what, too? Okay, that's fine.
No, I didn't bring them. I bought my sneakers.
Sneakers is over there, center, right over there. So we probably can definitely do it there.
Oh, it's way over here.
We have it right in the center.
Electricity. I can set those on? Yeah. They're bigger than you. So I go in the back?
Yeah, it's right.
Sorry, I was looking for some shoes.
Brother Marcus.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
So good to see you.
Asa, that's a beautiful name, Asa. A-S-A-A. It's two S's and one S. Okay.
Yes. This was a wonderful
I just right beside it.
Yeah, I looked there and said,
That's all right. Hey, man, I finally made it out, man. Since I was doing medical work in the back.
Yes.
You carry on the right night, brother.
this was the best thing we had.
Raised the heart, but he didn't even put the diagnose and then he put the diagnose.
Yeah.
I missed a thing. Do you see a silver ring on the floor?
Why did you keep falling on my bed?
How you been? I yeah, you came last week? I wasn't here either. Yeah. I had to celebrate Mom Duke's birthday, so it was with the family last week, chilling. It was nice. Appreciative, man. It was awesome. And all we did was eat and have cake and chill. Yeah. Chocolate. Double chocolate. I love we love chocolate cake. My family?
Don't get jacked up. I was jacked out of house on home.
Everything we made. He doesn't. So what wasn't he here? Look at that.
You know the person runs along the peace be upon the message.
Oh, I've been taking it.
Come on, get up.
That's so I'm like that. Whatever comes, that's what's coming out. That's what they learning. Yeah. I don't tell you that. Everywhere I
She's going to catch on.
You met him many days? How many days you met him? 46. Better get up, we gotta get you.
I'm gonna make y'all feel me. I'm gonna get big, except like tall.
We got cooking up the sister back here.
Oh, she was burning. You burning up?
Yeah.
They all need help. I was watching you
You gotta stay off the floor, okay?
I met Coach Steve for 1000 years.
1000 years?
I
want to get a new one. I need to learn.
This is Coach Steve.
Yes, I'm Coach Steve. Oh, yes, I've met Coach Steve before. Yes.
I didn't really
So nice of you. It's because y'all came tonight. Please.
Supernova in the house.
Oh yeah. Bring him out, man.